Hello, welcome. Oh, wow. Yes, yes. How's it going? Welcome. Let me know how things sound. I'm testing out. Okay, I broke down and I was blessed to reconnect with the old channel again. I can only do it through StreamYard, okay? So we're going to do the StreamYard right now because it's the only access I have right now to the channel. It's it's a long story. But I've been dealing with this, grappling with this technology. I'm going to wait it out and it's going to work out. So Karen, everything sounds good? All right, good. Hey, Amy, Joseph, hello. Sean's here. Hello, Sean. Who else is here? Jamie. Well, hello. Welcome. Misha's here. Hey, Mish, how's it going? Jamie, look at this. Oh my goodness, I got a super. Molly. Hey, Molly. Thank you, Molly. Welcome. No MSM, just Professor Jen. I love it. That's so sweet. Thank you. So nice to have a night class, okay? We're doing a night class. That's all. We do them around here. So, okay, as you see, oh, Tina's here. Welcome, Tina. And Aurora, Central California. Karen's here. Hey, Karen, welcome. This is awesome. I got a chance to catch up with Karen this week. It's always nice when I do. Girl Code, oh my goodness. I was just saying Girl Code. Girl Code is, that is the dear, she's just so dear to me. You already know. Girl Code is just an angel. Karen and Girl Code, I'm telling you, Karen and Girl Code have been assigned to me in a way. God knew that I needed that sisterhood, as well as you all in the chatmosphere. You all have just blessed me so much. We have been together for a while, right? It's been a nice while. I love you too, Sissy. I really do love you. You are just amazing. Yes. So Sissy knows about my tech issues because she and I have had the craziest tech issues. We could do a whole show about tech issues. 420 Wall Dragon is here. Welcome. How are you? So nice to see you. A night class. Yes. So, yeah, Girl Code knows about these tech issues. So I made a decision to reconnect with StreamYard because StreamYard has a memory of the connection that I had with the old channel. But I'm patient with this process, everyone. It's going to work out. It's all going to work out. Hey, Christine, greetings. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Right before I started the live stream, I was listening to a Twitter space, and sort of the same people I've been listening to, we listen to one together, right? So apparently the narrative is that Elon Musk is stepping down as the CEO of Twitter. Have you heard about that? That's sort of just recent news. If you hadn't heard, hey IG, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so they were talking about this new development that Elon Musk is stepping down from Twitter as the CEO. So it's just one of those stories that I guess the headlines are going to be very big starting tomorrow. And it's just a title. I think he makes up titles and has fun, like Chief Twit. I don't think it matters that he's stepping down as the CEO. I just think it's just, he doesn't get into, I don't know. I don't know about Elon. You all have a lot of opinions about Elon's, and he's interesting to me. Very interesting. You know what I find interesting about Elon is that he was really in good with the in crowd, the popular kids. He fit right in with them just a little while ago. And then all of a sudden he decided to reconsider some stances. And his in crowd is not happy with him. And it's funny that a lot of the in crowd, they were all the people showing off, right? That they had Teslas. They were the Tesla crowd. Now it's weird to watch how people can turn against a person, and it's so vicious. So now they have these Teslas that I know people that said a Tesla was their dream car, and I'm sure they're not happy with Elon, but it just shows how things can go from one extreme to another. People can be really popular one minute and just, decide to think about something differently, and bam, canceled and everything else, right? Some people attacked, threatened, right? So, and losing a lot of money and things, right? Position. So today I want to talk about, I titled this Slaves to Fashion in a Baalenciaga World. So fashion, that whole subject it has many layers to it. If I haven't seen you come into the Chatmosphere for our night class, please forgive. I'll come in and check you out and see who's here. So, fashion. And there is a movie, I just saw a little bit of a preview, a Barbie movie. Had you heard about this Barbie movie? So I wanted to find out, how we are. Well, what's the deal with Barbie? Oh boy, hold on. Let me tell you what the deal with Barbie is. Does anybody know the history of Barbie? You know how we are. You know how we do it. It's now we look into every narrative, right? So I happened to see this thing with Barbie, and yes, I was a Barbie doll aficionado, okay? How about you? Were you into the Barbie dolls and fashion? So I really got caught up in the spell of fashion, and basically that's what Barbie is all about, everyone. Fashion, apparently. But let's look officially into the Barbie fashion narrative. So I'm going to share my screen. Of course, oh, and another thing about me going back to access through StreamYard, which is the only way I can do this with the main channel. I know how to do the sharing, and it's an easier platform to operate. So I'm going to still learn OBS, everyone. I haven't given up on OBS. I'm still fighting the good fight of a learning curve. I didn't have a lot of, no excuses. No, I'm not making excuses. I should have applied myself more to learning OBS. So here we are. Okay, so Barbie, what is the deal, everyone? Okay, like I said, Barbie is a fashion doll. So fashion is key. Manufactured by American toy company Mattel. Now, this launched March 9th, 1959. Now, I was surprised that Barbie wasn't that old in terms of, really, you could say 1960. So this is a new phenomenon. Okay, so this is the little catch that, of course, makes your tinfoil hat just a little tighter. Okay, so American businesswoman, Ruth Handler. I know you all like that name. Ruth Handler is credited with the creation of the doll using a German doll. Can we get a drum roll? A German doll called Build Lily as her inspiration. How about that, everyone? So Barbie is based on a German doll. Go figure, everyone. I had no idea. How about you? I could say a lot of things right now, but I'm not. But I'm sure you are in the chatmosphere. And I'm going to enjoy all of your conspiracy theories because I'm all out of conspiracy theories. So, yes, bring them on in. Okay, so build. Look at Tina says German, of course. What is the deal? It keeps getting verified and confirmed that our country was absolutely subverted by a confederacy of many nations, but Germany just happens to be a big one. So yes, okay, we love you Germans if you're in the chatmosphere. It's not personal, it's history. That's all. It's not personal, it's history. It's just one of those things, okay? Coincidence. All right, so now let me stop the screen because no, I don't have to stop the screen. We're going to hyperlink on into, because we are in Wiki, we're going to look at Build Lily. No. How about we do this? We look at Ruth Handler. Let's see if everything. All right, everyone. Girl code. See, I didn't say it. It just needs to be said. That's all. But I'm not saying it. Thank you, sissy. There you are. Okay, so here we are. Let's go into narratives. Ruth Handler. Don't you love the name? I love it. Okay, so Ruth is a businesswoman. They say an American businesswoman. Ruth Handler, born 1916, was an American businesswoman and inventor. Best known for inventing the Barbie doll in 1959. She served as the first president of toy manufacturer Mattel Inc., which she co-founded with her husband. When the Handlers were forced to resign from Mattel, and in 1978, Ruth Handler was convicted of false reporting to the Securities and Exchange Commission. And here we are, the founder, inventor, creator of Barbie, Ruth Handler. So here we are. How many of you loved Barbie? Like I said, I was a big Barbie fan. And this is around the time Christmas, big Christmas things I can remember growing up. I was an only child for many years. So Christmas was real big. And Barbie was a big part of it. So Barbie dolls and the whole conditioning of fashion. I was thinking about it a bit today. So I want to share a few things as we are hanging out tonight. But I just wanted to look into Barbie and fashion and what is the deal here. So now we know Ruth Handler is the woman who brought it all to us. Okay, so back to Barbie. Let me make sure everything sounds good. Are we good in the sound department? Let me know. How's everything sounding on my end? Sean said Ruth's real name may be Big Glue. Big Glue. I don't even want to know, Sean. IG says possibly that's where Betty is created by Ruth's DNA. Oh, I definitely have missed the... Okay, thank you, Amy. I've missed the conversation. So thank you, Joseph. Hey, Joseph. Okay, 1 minute. I made some lemonade. 1 minute again. You know what? You know who it is already. It's Josephine again, being disruptive. All right, Josephine, chill. I'll have to close the door. Sorry. Okay, here we are. Liz, how you doing? You say Barbie Handler. Interesting. Hey, Thomas. Sounds awesome in Texas. Fabulous. All righty. All right, so let's jump back into this Barbie narrative. I want to go to hyperlink Build Lily. Okay, so Build Lily was a German fashion doll launched August 12th, 1955. And produced until 1964. Its design was based on the comic strip character Lily for the German tabloid newspaper Bild. The doll was made of polystyrene, everyone. Came in 2 sizes and had an available wardrobe of 1950s fashion. The Lily doll was copied and altered to some degree. For Mattel, upon the direction of that company's co-founder, Ruth Handler, Mattel acquired the rights to build Lily in 1964, and production of the German doll ceased in favor of Mattel's new vinyl doll, which they called Barbie. Okay, so let's see what polycystine is, kids. Okay, let's hyperlink there. How's it going in the chatmosphere? Did you know we would have a chemistry lesson out of Barbie? Who would have thought? So polycystine, does that sound good, kids, to cuddle up to? Huh? Just tell me. I didn't know all of this was going on here. So polycystine, if I'm not saying it right, polystyrene. Sorry. Polystyrene. It is a synthetic polymer made from monomers of the aromatic hydrocarbon styrene. Polystyrene can be solid or foamed. General purpose polystyrene is clear, hard, and brittle. It is an inexpensive resin per unit weight. It is a poor barrier to oxygen and water vapor and has a relatively low melting point. Not sure why you would need to know that. But hey, I'm all ears. So here we are, polystyrene. Who would have known? Let me go back and let's look at the chatmosphere. What are you thinking, everyone? What a night class, huh? What? Who knew? Just who knew? Let's see. Let me come up and hey, Jason Hand. Jason Hand says they've been us from day one. There you go. Biz Wolfer is here. Hey, Biz Wolfer. Hey, now. We're doing night class. Hey, pop up night class. IG said, chemistry is fine, but I will definitely not dissect a frog. Yeah, you weren't into that, huh? Yep, sounds toxic. Just in every way, everyone, right? Just toxic. You could just get all into the deepness of it, has layers of toxicity to this whole thing. I just wanted to just share and receive some of your thoughts. So Joseph is saying, were they psychologically handling children with, yeah, were they psychologically handling children with dolls? Now that's a good question, Joseph. I love the way Joseph thinks, like, yes, look at that. Why have children play with dolls with adult bodies? Thank you. That was my disconnect, Joseph, when I had my daughter. And tell me how you all feel. Are you the same way, like with your kids? When my daughter started playing with toys and things, I wanted her to have little dollies that were just cute, or little stuffed animals, just more like you think for a baby. And I was thinking about it because, the grandparents were getting into high drive with buying all the Barbie stuff. And I wanted to not be rude, but I didn't want her to play with Barbies until I didn't know what age. Do you all know what age is good? I didn't think Barbie was appropriate for little girls. Like, Barbie has, like Joseph is saying, an adult body. Do you all agree? It was weird. So I don't know. When she first got the first Barbie, I wasn't happy. You're drinking lemonade too? Oh my goodness. I want to talk about lemons later. Okay. Yes. Oh, good. So, yeah. So, what are you all thinking in terms of Barbies and things like that? Do you think a doll is, with a woman's body is appropriate for how, like what age? Tell me. Girl Code says they may have been, oh, voodoo attachment. There you go, sissy. What is really? See, I know you're going to decode this. You and Karen come on, Chatmosphere. Let me hear. Like, tell me what is the deal with dolls? Because even though I had a great childhood, I can remember, great Christmases, and I have changed a lot about the way I look at things, but the doll thing. I'm just wondering, what is the deal with dolls? Is it necessary? Tell me what you think. But Girl Code, there you go, sis. Karen, what are you saying? Gotta see. Barbie not only has an adult body, but they represent Bobby with an adult. Oh, Barbie with an adult life. She already comes with a prefix boyfriend, Ken. Good point, sister. There you are. She has an adult life. So when you're a little kid, and that happened to me because I didn't want to grow up too fast. I wasn't one of those kids, okay? I wanted to stay like a kid. So I had this Barbie, but then she has this more mature life. So when you're doing your play, your play, whatever, and you're pretending, you have to pretend that you're older to even relate to your Barbie doll, right? Because she's definitely older than you. So that is weird. This culture, now that I'm reevaluating it all, it's not looking good, everyone. It's not looking good. Jamie is saying, obviously, without sex parts, Karen, and that was for a reason to probably more aspects than we ever thought, considering today's agenda. Yeah, today's agenda, it makes it really, things are starting to connect in a lot of ways, and that's why I wanted to talk about this particular subject. It connects with a lot of things. You can tell me if you think I'm jumping to conclusions, okay? Because I see a lot of agenda and connections. Misha's saying none of the dolls have bottom sex organs. And oh, really? Now that you're saying that, yeah. Because that's the weird thing about having these dolls. Let's not, let's not beat around the bushes that you have to eventually dress the dolls because they come with various fashion. Remember, I had all the fashions for my Barbie dolls. So many little pieces. They had hosiery, they had shoes, and God forbid you step on a Barbie shoe. Does anybody know? Let me know if you know the pain of stepping on a Barbie high heel. Who's done it? Who's done it? Let me know. I'm all ears. So, yeah, that gets into thinking about private parts on a doll, possibly, that aren't there. Are they there? Because Barbie has breasts, doesn't she? Come on, everybody. Let's see what you're saying. Hey, Lori, welcome. But didn't we do the same thing when playing with toy kitchens and doll houses? Yeah, you make a good point. I mean, this is, I'm just wanting to get this out there. I've never thought about some of this stuff until now. But yeah, okay. You could bring a point up that playing with toy kitchens and doll houses could be also not age appropriate. I don't know. What do you all think? What Lori's saying here. Let's see. Tina says, nothing was innocent as we thought, just a doll, right? But we were playing with a house and car. There you are. And then get the Ken doll for Barbie. Yeah. So now she has a relationship. What do you know about relationships? I'm just a kid, right? But she's got these more complex adult type of things going on. Very interesting. Jamel is here. Jamel, I haven't seen you in a while. Was it something I said, Jamel? You know, I always say that. Okay, Jamel, let's see. Now, Jamel, I know you have great outlook on this. Hey, Jenny's looking long time, yes. I'm excited about the Brunson versus Alma SCOTUS case. Really? Okay, I need to get on board with what you're. Thank you for bringing up. I'm going to find out what it is. I need to know. But I'm glad you are keeping in touch with these things. Brunson versus Alma. Hope you all know out there this SCOTUS case. Thank you, Jamel. Hey, Liz, what are you saying? Girl Town used to talk about dolls, and there was a doll a couple of years ago. They had a button to push on the private. Really? It's been pulled. Wait, let me see. I think I remember that, Liz. There was some, story about something with a doll. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay, let's see. Jamil is saying that case can remove 385 plus members of Congress. Whoa! Plus Biden, Harris, and Pence. Oh, I'm definitely going to be reading up on that. Thank you. Wowzers. Yeah, got to keep in touch. I've been out of the loop, but thank you. Wow. Let's see. Jason is saying, I have old books that seem to be handbooks on how to be human. One actually called How to Be a Real Person from 1890s. Interesting. Very interesting. You know, it brings to mind the whole Pinocchio story, right? Of becoming a real boy. Hey there, Charles. They look like enhanced breasts getting them programmed. There you are, Charles. Thank you. At an early age. No wonder so many people use Barbie as a template for surgeries and things. So you've heard the stories of people that become living Barbies. Okay, so that was the build Lily doll. So this was the inspiration for Barbie. But I want to go down and say something about, oh, wait, let's look at this picture. Okay, so this is this is the first Barbie doll from 1959. Okay. So that's what the first Barbie looked like. And here is designer Charlotte Johnson, 1965. So it's interesting that this is a thing that adults are creating for children. And this is a doll that's a woman. She's a woman. She's not a child. So I am wondering, since it's based on a doll from Germany, and you think about how do you take over a country, Confederacy of Nations that invade from within. So they subvert a republic into a democracy. And when they subvert a nation from within, they definitely begin to destroy the moral fabric of the nation. And they do it in very insidious ways that you won't pick up on right away. It'll look like child's play. It will look very innocent. But in actuality, it is how you bring down a nation. A nation that is a special nation. A nation that is the light on the hill, okay, that all the other nations look to. So how do you bring it down? You do it by these kind of things right here. And am I being, you can tell me, everybody, am I like, oh, Jennifer, you're tripping. I can't see that. You're really jumping to conclusions. Tell me. If you think I'm jumping to conclusions, let me know. But when I'm looking at this now, I'm getting a whole different readout. So Jamel says, now to the topic tonight. Okay. Thank you, Jamel. Barbie was used, oh, here we go, to sexualize us as children. Little Kim is a perfect example of a Barbie for the hip hop industry. Sexualized and plastic surgery, Instagram models. Bam. That is it, everybody, in the nutshell. Jamel, you really did bring that all the way home. I am in complete agreement and I totally understand what you are expressing. Totally get it and see where you're going. I'm not tripping, IG. Okay, I gotta check in, get some reality checks. Okay. Hey, Thomas, welcome. Thomas is saying, I agree that you are on the correct track. Really? Okay, good. All right. I try. So we're looking at a woman looking at this doll, and it looks very, very agenda-ish to me. It's just me. It's late. Maybe I need to go to bed. So, wow, look at this. We have Barbie's waist has been widened in more recent versions of the doll. So this is what Barbie used to look like, twist and turn stomach, to now belly button stomach. Okay. Wow. A book cover of a vintage booklet titled How to Lose Weight stated, don't eat. So these are all the real healthy things that help a girl develop. Look at this. It's all been a bathroom scale. 1965. They've been at it for a while. They call this Barbie Oreo. Well, definitely trying to get canceled. Okay, so that's Barbie Oreo. How did they not get canceled? Where is the cancel outrage police? Barbie Oreo school time fun. Interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay, so here we are back to the history because I wanted to show you that the name had come from. Okay, let's read this. Ruth Handler believed that it was important for Barbie to have an adult appearance. And early market research showed that some parents were unhappy about the doll's chest, which had distinct breasts. Barbie's appearance has been changed many times, most notably in 1971 when the doll's eyes were adjusted to look forwards rather than having the demure sideways glance of the original model. Wow. People, I didn't know all of this. They know what they were doing. They gave her a demure sideways glance originally. So now she's looking forward right at you, Ken. Okay. All right. So, wow, boy. Talks about them issuing investigations. They were guilty of false and misleading financial reports. So they were some shystas. Okay, so there was something about this narrative I saw at one point. Oh, okay, body image. Okay, so here we are. Criticisms of Barbie are often centered around concerns that children consider Barbie a role model and will attempt to emulate her. There we are. They know what they're doing, everyone. Some have complained that the blonde plastic doll conveyed unrealistic body image to girls. And another thing, everyone, girls are also suffering behind or under social media, the whole pressure. So we've got a lot of things that they know because they do a lot of market research. They can't claim to not know these things, okay? So one of the most common criticisms of Barbie is that she promotes an unrealistic idea of body image for a young woman, leading to a risk that girls who attempt to emulate her will become anorexic. Unrealistic body proportions in Barbie dolls have been connected to some eating disorders in children. So that is the key here, in children. So when you think about how to subvert a nation, here we are. This is really clear to me that this has been planned. So it was something else. It's a lot here. I mean, you could do a whole I wanted to show some other things to you. I want to make some other connections. So I won't go into a big Barbie deep dive, but I'm telling you, Barbie is a deep dive. It's a lot here. And oh, there are the Bratz dolls. That's a whole thing too. Yeah, things just became very strange. So there's something called Barbie syndrome. And this is, affecting children. But it was something about the name Barbie. I think the woman, Ruth Handler, named the doll after her daughter. I was looking for where that was. Okay, yeah. The doll was given the name Barbie after Handler's daughter, Barbara. But it gets even weirder because, okay, remember that, okay, that is named after her daughter. Then it got weird because the name of Ken came, wait a minute. It was something so bizarre, like her son. Ken, where is that? Skipper. There are a lot of like sister little, okay. This might be it. No. Look at that. They're talking about relationships with Ken. Did you know Ken's name was Kenneth Carson? I didn't know that. Oh, they were breaking up, reuniting on Valentine's. Hey, I didn't know all this. But I think, everyone, that Ken is based on their son's name. And that's where I thought, weird. Why would you name Barbie after your daughter and Ken after your son? What do you think about that? Interesting, right? Hey there, who is this? Just Oh, Lifestyles Jules. I love the name and welcome. Can we give Oh my goodness, let's give Lifestyles Jules a nice welcome. My nickname was Barbie in a mean girl jealous way. Oh, I'm enjoying this discussion though. Always great, Jennifer. Thank you. And yes, it's a deep dive. I At least I never. Oh, you were never. That's good. Well, Barbie does have a. It's a pretty name, so I get it. If somebody calls someone oh, she's a Barbie, we know that it means it's a beautiful woman, like a model. So a lot of people want to become models. And where did we get these notions? Now I can see where. So yes, thank you for that, for sharing, Lifestyles Jules. Hey, Greek goddess, Texas girl, welcome. These perverts hate women, the female, although we're well on our way to spotting them now, but there are still a lot of people missing the mark. The beast. Oh, wow. Interesting. See, it's layers to this. I know you all know this. It's so many layers. Hey, Eric. Oh, hey, Eric. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Yes. Yes. Girl code, like weirdo stuff. Okay. So, oh my gosh, you are. Oh, good. Okay, Eric, I need to learn. Okay. I want to do all this stuff. My thing is, I really had so much going on with being like caretaker stuff, advocate. So I haven't had my head into the learning space. So I need to get there. But I love the OBS. The quality is amazing. Yeah, how about that, Karen? Kenneth Carson. That name needs to be decoded. Yeah, weird, right? So Ken dolls. So, okay, next I wanted to talk about. So I think we pretty much, let me stop the screen for a minute. Hey there. And it's free. I know, Eric, I love that part of it. OBS is free. Okay, let me get to few more things I wanted to connect with you all, okay? And see what you think. 1 minute. Okay. Oops. I did it again, everyone. I don't know what I do with this like thing I've been doing. My screen popped out here. Okay, let's see. Maybe I'll be able to share and do. Thanks, Liz. You love the conversation. I'm glad. I wanted to have it because I was putting these things together, and a lot of times, I want to run it by girl code and stuff. And we had been doing another deep dive, but this happened to come up. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to just share. This is how I get it all out and just get everybody sharing their ideas with me. Okay, so we've been familiar with the term slave to fashion, right? A slave to fashion. 1 minute. I have to figure out what I did in terms of what I did. Okay. I did something to pop the window out here, but anyway, I see that it's working. Okay. So here we are. This whole idea of Barbie, the whole Barbie concept, we see it in a lot of adult things, right? So, what is it about this Barbie thing? You even have now men or males are affected by it as well. You know about the one man who became a human Ken doll. So he modeled himself after Ken, and many women have modeled themselves after Barbie. And it's pretty clear. I don't know what do you call it, but something has programmed, especially girls and women, into this Barbie thing. And I just wanted to think about it more because I wasn't aware of it so much. I knew there were things going on, but just didn't know how serious it could be. So we have grown women that have Barbie obsessions. And this is very odd. I don't know what to call it quite. It's something, though. Now, I've lived in Los Angeles, and anybody who lives in Los Angeles has probably run into Angeline. Have you heard of Angeline? I ran into Angeline at a supermarket once. So this is a local celebrity in Los Angeles. She's even run for office, maybe mayor, I'm not sure, or possibly governor. Correct me, Angeline, if you know about Angeline. She's run for some office a few times, actually. So she's a fixture in Los Angeles. She'll pull up in her Barbie car. And when I saw her one day, I just, I don't know. I looked at her. Everybody was looking, even though they're used to things like that. But I felt sad for her when we were in the supermarket, and just the way she was, I don't know, it's just hard to look, I couldn't help but look. It's just something I'd never seen anything like that. And she's an older lady, and she's dressed like a Barbie, and her clothes are short, and she's got the little, mule heels on, and she's just, doing the typical, like, acting like a Barbie. And it was just sad, very sad. So something's up here. Don't know what it is, but it's very weird. So let's see what you all are saying. Oh, Anna Nicole. Yeah. Yeah, she was like a more, I thought of Anna Nicole of like a Marilyn Monroe type of thing. I didn't think of her so much as Barbie. Let me know, did you all think of her as Barbie? Yeah, definitely gets into, yep, all of that MK Ultra for sure. Okay, let me want to share something with you that, yes, there you are, sex kitten programming we've heard about. Absolutely. All right, so I want to share something in terms of this fashion thing, okay? So, this Barbie thing led me to connect what's happening with the Balenciaga, the whole unraveling of the fashion narrative. Some people are slaves to fashion, and they don't really care about the history of fashion, of the brands that they wear. That's not important. Although now we've had the Balenciaga thing just open up a different discussion. A lot of us knew about this fashion industry not being kosher, but maybe not to the degree of what we are learning now. Even I have been shocked. Now, I haven't seen a lot when it comes to fashion. You all know I used to model and I lived in Milan, and I saw some things. When I moved to Milan, they let me know that the fashion industry was run by the mafia. Is that okay to say? Maybe I shouldn't have said it. But that's what I was told right away. And I watched, I observed, I worked a 9 to 5 type of modeling, so I didn't get the big glamorous job, but I watched and listened. Lots of destruction of lives and lots of drugs, lots of just taking advantage of people. And some models would, reach a high and then crash down. They're in a park, needles all over the ground, or they're being passed around on yachts, playboys and their yachts. And that's their life. People think it's glamorous, but they don't know that it's a skin trade. This is trafficking by another name. And when you think about, you are putting your picture in booklets, okay? So it's like having a staple of humans that for the right price, somebody can hire, okay? So the industry is very dark. Very dark. I'm very glad I didn't spend a lot of time in that industry. I didn't spend but maybe 2 years. 2 years tops. It is now, it's very hard for somebody to wear these fashions and know what's behind them. A lot of people have been warning us about these things. You have a lot of people that have been talking about, if we're going to be a nation that has a moral compass, that every time you turn around, you have people with the social justice platforms. They're crying out for justice for one group, for this group. But the people that are crying out for justice for children, they get termed, oh, you're a QAnon, you're a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist. When it comes to, hey, everybody, can we get a movement? Can we come together for what's happening to children? Can we just talk about it? It's not even political. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump. It literally has to do with protecting children. Because there is a group that is hunting children. And, that would have sounded like conspiracy a few years ago. But I think more people would be open to listening to you, that it is not hyperbole, that children are being hunted and innocence is being destroyed. And it comes in through a lot of this, what is this thing about making children sexualized. What is this about? Why are children playing with dolls that have relationships and you're just a kid 4 years old? You've got this Barbie doll with boobs and everything, and she's got high heels. You're wearing ruffle socks and Mary Jane shoes. So now it's like, this doesn't look good to me. It is something that I'm not feeling comfortable about. Now it makes sense why I didn't want my daughter playing with Barbie dolls at a young age. I just put up a protest about it. And I always seem like the mother who was like making a big deal about everything, right? Were you that mother? You know, I'm the mother that keeps my daughter out of school for the Halloween. Here they are having a Halloween parade walking through a graveyard. Yeah, because she went to a school, an Episcopal school. So, you know, it's one of those old stone type of, you know, in Philadelphia, and had a graveyard attached to the church. Oh, they thought it would be cute to have 4-year-olds parading through the graveyard. But I'm the mother that's saying, maybe it's not a good idea to parade 4-year-olds through graveyards. No, okay, I'm making a big deal. Nobody sees where I'm coming from. That means she'll just stay out of school for a couple of days until you guys get finished doing that. I don't think it's a good idea. Call me crazy. It's okay. All right, so back to this modeling, grooming. What else? This is a form of programming, conditioning, all of that. So a lot of children want to become models. I went through it. I wanted to become a model because I was looking at my auntie's 17 magazines. And I saw Beverly Johnson, and I was like, oh my God, I love Beverly Johnson. So I became very fixated on modeling because of Beverly Johnson. So I did actually become a model. And I was in it just long enough to see how dark of an industry and how much I had to get away from it, far away from it, and warn other people. So yes, I'm the one. People are like, they ask me, hey, Jen, you used to model for the Ebony Fashion Fair. You were in Milan. What was it like? So here I am, you know, I could be at Howard's homecoming with my friends, or my homecoming at Spelman, or whatever, hanging out with the people, you know? And what do I say? Yeah, it's not all that it was cracked up to be. You know, and everybody's like, oh my God, you know, like they have their drink and it's like, oh shit. There she goes, telling everything. She can't keep anything. And I'm just letting you know how dark the modeling world is. I know you wanted to hear something different because you want to get your daughter into modeling, right? But I'm telling you all the terrible things about it. I'm not sugarcoating anything for you. So it makes you not popular. You're not popular at certain cocktail parties, right? Because you're the one saying, yeah, it's really an industry of human trafficking. It's like, shut up, come on, let's get out of here. There you go again. Always messing up the party. Okay, so That's I'm sorry, I can't tell you anything else. I know you wanted your teenage daughter to become a model and I ruined it for you. Oh well. Sorry, shouldn't have asked me if you wanted to really hear what it was all about. Alrighty. So yeah, I've ruined a lot of modeling dreams, I think. But they asked me. I wasn't the one, it's not unsolicited a lot of times. Well, now it is because I have a microphone. They should have never gave you a microphone. So yeah, there you are. So let's see. I wanted to make another connection now that we're into the modeling agencies, which are crime hubs. You have fashion, Barbie doll, the Barbie doll blueprint, and all of this is just starting to make sense. All right, so let me share something. Okay. I haven't used this StreamYard in a minute, so it gives me a little. Okay. All right. Did I want to do that? Oh, yeah. Let me do this. Dandies. Have you ever heard of the term dandies? Did share it? Okay. Dandies. This is a term I learned when I lived in Harlem for a bit. There was someone who had a book when I worked at Barnard. Someone had a book. I think she wrote the book about dandies. And a dandy is basically what you're seeing here, a man who is ultra stylish from head to toe. Like you see, I'm sure you've seen this look if you hadn't heard the term dandies. Extra ultra fashionable man. And I think the term originated in the 1800s. Go figure. So these are dandies. So I just wanted to show you that. Let me get back to. Alrighty. So what do you think? Superfly. Yes, Superfly. All of that. Okay, so another thing I wanted to show you. Since we're talking all of the fashion, I want to say if you know about Sloan has a channel and I listen to his reports. I really appreciated the other day that Sloan, because he exposes a lot about, the entertainment world. And I know that he's doing good work to warn people. And I think he's just great at citizen journalism. Okay. So Sloan happened to have a segment about the Gucci heiress. So I want to share. This is about 4 minutes. We're going to be hanging out a bit tonight, if you would like. Okay, so Gucci. Who's into Gucci? Gucci. Okay, so Gucci has an heiress, and she has a few things to say. And I learned about her through Sloan. And I want to let her give her testimony growing up and being a part of this fashion house. Okay, let's see. All right, here it is.
name is Sandra Zarini. I'm filing a lawsuit because I was sexually abused by my stepfather, Joseph Ruffalo, from the age of 6 years old. My mother, Patricia Gucci, and grandmother, Bruna Palombo, did not protect me. They did not shield me. They allowed it to happen. But I'm coming forward publicly today because, as hard as me, I feel it is my duty to expose the misconceptions about child sexual abuse and to raise awareness that every single day we, as a society, are failing to protect the most vulnerable and innocent among us, our children. If you think this doesn't happen here in Beverly Hills, then you should know that my tears in your children's hospitals. This is not something that only happens to other families in other neighborhoods or other countries. It is everywhere and happens to children in all countries, all states, all ethnic backgrounds, and all neighborhoods. I'm also speaking out because when I was abused and sexually assaulted, I had no one to protect me, no one to save me, no one who did anything about it. This is far too common. There needs to be accountability for those people who look away, who don't want child sexual happening. That inaction is costing us lives and robbing children of their future. Once they believe, they will be judged. But it is the perpetrators and those who protect them that need to be judged, not the survivors of child sexual abuse. This is things that can happen to you. You lose your childhood and you fight against the painful legacy abuse leaves with you your entire life. In my late teens and early 20s, I experimented with drugs years to help deal with this. It took me many years to become more grounded in who I was, and in some ways, I am one of the lucky ones. Talking about what happened to me saved my life. Without that communication, I would have been another statistic. A child who gets abused will have to live with this trauma their whole life. The average age a survivor comes forward is 52 years old. That is 34 years from the time they turn 18 to the time they are able to speak up about it. Statistically, there are as many as 50 million Americans today who have been through this abuse, and many suffering in silence. If you are a celebrity, influencer, actor, politician, musician, educator, or a mother like me, or a father like my husband, fighting child sexual abuse needs to be your cause too. If you are in a position to raise awareness and help to protect just one child with your actions, then I'm asking you, emphatically, do whatever you can. I will both financially and personally commit as much as I can to this cause and have started a charitable foundation which has one clear mission: to end child sexual abuse, and which will benefit from any award from this lawsuit. There are already so many courageous and bold survivors and advocates out there, and I plan to spend the next few months reaching out to a broad range of existing organizations to see what the needs are and what the gaps are to determine how our foundation can help. But I already know the most important step starts with all of us talking about the crisis of child sexual abuse out loud. We all have a responsibility to use our platforms, our voices, and our resources to protect our children and to end child sexual abuse. Thank you.
Okay, so I wanted to play her testimony because she comes from the house of Gucci, the Gucci family. And Gucci as a brand is under the same umbrella as Balenciaga. So if you've heard of the company called the Caring Group, the Caring Group is the umbrella company that has all of these luxury brands under. So one of them happens to be Gucci. So these things are beginning to overlay and show that there are layers to this fashion and to the things that are occurring with children. The things that we have been saying for a few years now it is impossible to ignore the connections. So I wanted to put together another connection here that if you are following the latest salacious thing, distraction that is going on with Good Morning America, you have Amy Robach, TJ Holmes, and they're having this affair. Now, ABC is a Disney company, so let us put things together. So, Amy Robach and this guy having an affair, and this narrative that's just been going on for how long now, it didn't make sense to me. I never watched the Good Morning America, so it wasn't a thing that I knew about them only until this story broke about their affair. I was kind of, sort of hearing here and there people's opinions, but I found it weird that there was any outrage over adultery in this nation right now. With the moral decay that is going on here in America, I was just a little shocked that they wanted us to believe that adultery is a big deal in this current culture. So I knew something was wrong because they're just going overboard with this affair. And it sounds really goofy. And it sounds almost like so contrite, like they've tried this before and it didn't work then. And it's not working now, ABC. Okay, so I knew there was something there. And I happen to remember Amy Robach from a couple of years ago. And I remembered that she had been caught on a hot mic. Okay? Lisa is saying scripted. There you are. Girl code. There you are. All of there. You know what? I'm telling you, we are not going to give amnesty to people that hunt down children and harm them. Hey, Jilly's Jewels, you're a new name. Let's give Jilly's Jewels some love. If we don't stand up for and protect our children from predators, society is doomed. Exactly. I mean, Jilly, I'm all with you. You think about the animals. You think about even if you have a dog or a cat, if you mess or anyone messes with their babies, they are going to have a fight on their hands. And if an animal can protect their young, what does this say about us? That so many people are apathetic to what's happening. I mean, even down to what's happening with children and these, puberty blockers and all the gender confusion, how young it's getting younger and younger, that they are bringing this in through the education system, through the public libraries. And you are called hateful if you don't agree that adults that are reading to children in libraries, it should not be sexualized. I recall old people going to read stories to children, volunteering their time to read to children, like a granny. What you think of a real granny? A granny and a grandpa. Why does everything have to be sexualized? That is the problem. And too many people are going along to get along. They're afraid to say anything because they don't want to lose out on whatever comfort they think they have. But you know what's going to happen? Nobody's going to be comfortable in a bit if we don't stand up and protect our children. The little bit of comfort that we think we are enjoying in America, oh no, this will be very obvious. This land is under judgment. And this is because we have let the doors open for the wolves, the people that worship all kinds of weird gods. Their god is Baal. They put their children through the fires. And we are accepting this. Look at what we are. We're just like a bunch of marshmallows. A bunch of marshmallows. While they are hunting our children, our beautiful children, and stealing their innocence. That's not okay. More of us need to stand up and speak out. And what are they doing in the pulpits? Okay, so back to Amy Roebuck. Now, Amy was caught on a hot mic, and I want you to hear this, because she was talking about Jeffrey Epstein, who, by the way, didn't kill himself. Jeffrey Epstein. So when you think about Jeffrey Epstein, and we're talking about the modeling industry, the fashion industry, Jeffrey Epstein was like a big, even though he was a small-time player, he was big in the sense, 1 minute, I'm still with you. He was big in the sense that he was sloppy in terms of the way that they are conducting these human trafficking operations. Because of the internet and because people like to flex and show off, when you have people that aren't used to wealth and they get a few coins, they show off. And when they get power, what do? They abuse the power. And you know, this is what we're watching right now. They go too far. And so when the clapback happens, it claps right back. When the pendulum swings on them, now it's like, oh my gosh. So I believe Jeffrey Epstein, even though we hear that he was just small, he was small in terms of this bigger operation. I think he was possibly small, but he connected many people. And because of the way that they were entrapping people, and I want to talk about this another day because I want to get a particular book, okay? Oh yeah, I know you guys like, here, let me just put the banner up. I want to get a particular book, okay? So this is my thing. I happen to be watching Jimmy Dore, and somebody was talking about all of these connections to the alphabet people. And this one woman, she had receipts because what she did was something very rare. She connected the alphabet people and the way that they operate through countries like Israel. So you have the Mossad. And so, in order to keep a country subverted, you have to blackmail the people, high and low. So, there is a blackmail industry, and they have it down to a science. Anything they want, anyone they want to control, they can do it through means that, like, when you think of modeling agencies, if they want to get a particular kind of person to honeypot someone, they can get anything you want. If you have the right amount of money, when we think about what happens over in Dubai, you have the Saudi families or the Saudi family, and you had a lot of those sheiks. You had sultans. Remember the Sultan of Brunei? So you have these super elite, wealthy men that can buy anything because of the way we have set them up with the oil and petrodollar and the whole oil industry. Like, we're learning right now, we got played so bad. We got played so bad when it comes to oil and energy, because we have it right here. We don't need to get foreign anything. So they played us. So now you have this imbalance. You've made these, like, the Saudi royal family so wealthy. And so you have these people that have so much wealth that they could do whatever they want. What do you think is going to happen when you have people that are so wealthy? What happens is they get decadent, and it turns into Dubai, where you have the most despicable things going on. You have Instagram models. Okay, you want to talk about modeling? Modeling has changed. It used to be you had to be 5'9", you had to be a size 4, maybe 4, and you had to, you had to have a certain decorum. Now, with the advent of social media, I used to hear people say Instagram model. I didn't know what they were talking about. Well, an Instagram model is basically a woman who is booking herself. If you want to know what I mean, booking herself. These are women that are going to Dubai. They're getting flued out, as they say. And they're doing unspeakable things. A lot of them have gone on record to talk about the things that they are doing over in Dubai. But they don't have to go that far to do these despicable things. They do it here. But it's something about going to Dubai and the decadence that's going on. People are traveling to Singapore, not really Singapore, where Thailand. That's another red flag. So they travel to Thailand. They travel to the Philippines. They travel to places where Vietnam, where you have, poverty. They travel to Rio de Janeiro. They travel to Cuba. I've watched it, where they're going for sex tourism. These are children that they are renting. So that's always a red flag when you start hearing men talk about going to Thailand. That just never sits well. Once you know, then you just can't unknow. what's happening to children. So we have to care, because our policies, a lot of our policies here they have created the circumstances that those children are suffering in. Our policies here have gone and destroyed economies and have made the children and women vulnerable to being trafficked, to being victims of disgusting men. And you know what? I'm going to say it. I have observed in my travels that a lot of the men come from Germany and Canada. Okay. So when I have observed some of these countries like Cuba, it's for some reason a high percentage of men from Germany and again Canada. That's my observations. You could tell me if you have observed the same. So these children are, they're told, they're going to be models. And these modeling agencies, these people have gone on these hunts for people. You have, connections with the Epstein Island crowd. You have a woman who is a photographer. Her name is what is her name? She's connected to the Epstein people. That was the Chandler, right? Ray Chandler, I believe. Ray Chandler. Let me know. So you have someone named Chandler who was collecting all of the different photographs, okay? She was having the photo sessions. Ray Chandler. There it is. Ray Chandler, I believe, had an agency connection. She had a modeling agency too. Rachel Chandler, they called her Ray or Rachel Chandler. Thank you, Desi. Oh, I love this name. Let's see if I get it right. Desi De La Fay. Yes, I saw you the other day. Thank you for coming back. Yes, Ghislaine comes into play as well. I don't know if you all know this, but they changed the location of Ghislaine. So Ghislaine they moved her to a more cozy place. So she's in one of those Camp Cupcake type of prisons. I think she's in Florida. They moved her. So now she's able to do like yoga and eat better food. So I think that someone was saying that Ghislaine has zipped her mouth. She is not giving anybody up. So she's not talking. So because she's not talking, she's able to live another day. And also because she's not talking, they upgraded her prison facility. If you didn't know, just FYI. Okay, so we have now a connection to the fashion industry and to a lot of the luxury brands. And also, let me see. I'm going to play this hot mic for you and see if you have heard it before. You let me know. Because this was the thing that wait a minute. Oh, you know what? I don't remember where I put the picture I wanted to show you. All right. Let me just do something here. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to now play this hot mic. All right.
Major twist tonight. The story of Leakio of ABC News anchor Amy Robach talking about the now killing the Jeffrey Epstein story. Now, a TV producer who recently left ABC News for CBS has been fired. A short time ago, she spoke with news anchor Megyn Kelly. Fox News chief breaking news Trace Gallagher is helping to put the pieces of this fairly complicated but interesting story together tonight. Trace?
Tucker, the former ABC News producer accused of leaking the Amy Robach recording is 25-year-old Ashley Bianco. When her former bosses ABC identified Bianco, executives at her
Hang on. I don't even have a lot of tabs open. Let me know, can you hear me? Maybe I'll stop the screen and start it back again. Hold it.
Her new employer, CBS, immediately fired her. But during an exclusive interview with our former colleague, Megyn Kelly, Bianco says she is not the leaker. Watch.
Wasn't me. I'm not the whistleblower. I'm sorry to ABC, but the leaker's still inside. It's not. I never did any of that. I may have accessed it, but I never showed it to anyone. I didn't talk about the situation outside of me.
Bianco acknowledges that as part of her job, she wrote Robach's rant about the executives buried her exclusive report by race. Here's part.
She was in hiding 12 years, convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now.
Actually, Bianco says she told her manager what Robach said, but pretty much everyone in the office had already heard it. But Bianco says she never heard of Project Veritas until they released that tape. And ever Veritas founder Gido Day confirmed it. In fact, Project Veritas from the insider that news quoted unhandled. Instead of addressing this head on like the company has in the past, it has been spun into a mission of seek and destroy. Innocent people that have absolutely nothing to do with this are being hunted down as if it were all a sport. And Ashley Bianco just wants her career back. Look.
How many days had you been at CBS?
Only 4 days. And I begged, I pleaded. I didn't know what I had done wrong. And the courtesy didn't know what I'd been accused. Humiliating. It was devastating.
We reached out to both ABC News and CBS News for comment. So, response.
Remarkable story. Trace Gallagher, thanks so much for that.
Yep.
Another thing, 1 minute. Another version. Okay. Before I play that other version, I want to know what you think about my theory about Amy Robach. It's a working theory, is that, again, Amy was caught on a hot mic just, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago. And she's talking about Jeffrey Epstein. She's making, she brought up Bill Clinton. She's talking about photographs and all kinds of, documentation. So if Amy was caught on a hot mic and she knows a lot about this story, so the person who leaked the hot mic wasn't her. The woman we just saw, they're trying to blame it on her. I didn't know that it was blamed on one of the people, and she was fired from her job at one of the places and then fired from a new job that she took because they're calling her the leaker. So I'm just wanting to know what you think about this theory, is that possibly Amy Roebuck might have to just take one for the team and do some distraction, because her affair with TJ Holmes being done so publicly, and it doesn't sound like a real life scenario. I personally don't believe that these two people would be so reckless. I don't know about you, but it doesn't sound organic as a narrative. So could it be that Amy, maybe this is the way to discredit her? Was she trying to do some real journalism? I'm just asking. Now, let me present one more piece before we wrap up. I want to play one that had a little different of a, let's see, maybe this. Okay, this is the other one. This has just a little more. Okay, so.
It was unbelievable.
ABC visibly discussing an interview she got with an alleged victim of accused sexual predator Jeffrey Epstein 3 years ago that never aired.
She had pictures, she had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out.
Roebuck, who did not know she was being recorded, suggests in a video released to the conservative activist group Project Veritas.
First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story.
Wait a minute.
Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about.
Okay. Something was happening. Let me just do it one more time. Okay. All right. One more time, I want you to just listen to this report, just has a little bit more to it. And then I want to get your opinion.
It was unbelievable.
ABC's Amy Roebuck visibly frustrated, discussing an alleged victim of accused sexual predator Jeffrey Epstein 3 years ago.
We came out.
Very crazy. I've noticed that too, Jamie. Kind of interesting how StreamYard just works fine 1 minute, but just certain things. That's why I'm just saying with the StreamYard thing.
Who did not know she was being recorded. To the Veritas.
Then allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways.
Not an and kill during the orders against movie mogul Harvey
Weinstein admitting to sexual assault. We had multiple named women in every version of this story.
That story never aired. But his piece in The New Yorker went on to win a Pulitzer Prize. Regarding the stories about Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, both NBC and ABC maintain the reporting did not rise to the level of their journalistic standards. These are serious allegations, after all, and it's proven
And while we think of them as a public trust, they also bottom line the answer to.
Journalism professor Mark Feldstein raises concerns about ABC's actions since the video went viral, apparently contacting the new employer of the person who leaked the video, who's reportedly now been fired.
The fact that ABC has gone after the leaker shows that they're really not acting all that differently than any other corporate entity that's been exposed for wrongdoing.
In Washington, I'm Christine Frizzau.
Okay, so let me just stop this screen. One moment. So I wanted you to just hear that particular take on this, where they are saying that the leaker was the one that got in trouble. So that's pretty backwards that a leaker would get in trouble. But yeah, I guess I can see why they could say, oh, it's against their policy. But if that was the leaker, was she maybe a Project Veritas journalist? Not sure. But that makes me think that this narrative with Amy Robach is just a ruse. It's just, a distraction. So we don't remember that Amy Robach was caught on a hot mic and she was attempting to be what it looks like a real journalist. And she was doing journalistic research on Jeffrey Epstein. And the palace over in London pretty much threatened and did whatever they do, which I have heard a lot when it comes to what the palace has done to the victims of Prince Andrew, all the alleged things that went on, even denying that he was in pictures that are right there with Ghislaine in the background. So this is the thing. This modeling world is very dark, very demented. And, I wanted to actually show you all. I've got to, gosh. Okay, 1 minute. Hey there, you are a new name, Stillman 37. Welcome. It is not funny about all. And okay, A is in its name. Yes, that is a very good point. Very important point not to forget about. Yeah, it's like they just play around, they think, with us. But I wanted to also make note that this brand, again, going back, I had actually a picture I wanted to show, but it's going to take too long to set it up. But it is the Caring Group. The Caring Group is owned by the husband of Salma Hayek. So Salma Hayek, her husband, owns the Caring Group. He's at the top of it or whatever. I don't know if you call him owner, CEO, whatever. Caring Group is a luxury brand that has many other luxury brands under it. So some of the luxury brands that Caring has would be Saint Laurent, Balenciaga, Alexander McQueen, Bottega Veneta, Brioni, Gucci. Okay, so there are also eyewear brands under Kering, as well as jewelry. So you have Boucheron, Pomelato, Dodo, and some other one I can't pronounce. But we're talking luxury fashion brands. And if you have Balenciaga doing what they did, this is not to be taken lightly, what they did. The photo shoot that they had with the children, and they had the BDSMD, I don't know, S&M for children. They had bears that had S&M leather stuff on. They had, what else? They had other things they were inside the picture. So you have a lot of people that are doing citizen journalism. You have people that would have never believed anything about this kind of stuff just 2-3 years ago. Now, like I said, it is impossible to deny we have come that far in the unveiling of what they are doing. And you don't sound crazy anymore when you say they're after children. So this whole industry of fashion, entertainment, the music industry, they are after children. I'm sorry, Disney, for those who haven't figured out that Disney is not good, it might be time to do some research into Disney. It's not what you think. If you have never heard one bad thing about Disney, it's time to do some research. Because Disney and ABC and all of these people that wanted to suppress this information about Jeffrey Epstein, we see another incident where Amy Robach is caught on a hot mic talking about Jeffrey Epstein, talking about a victim, photographs, all kinds of documents. And the story was suppressed. The story was suppressed so much that the woman who leaked it was terminated. So Project Veritas had exposed this as well. And kudos to the work that they've done, because they have done some amazing revealing. So we're looking at an industry that people look to because they want to either make people think that they're doing well. It's a status symbol. You know, some people wear these things so they can make other people feel bad, like that they can't afford it. It brings like a pride. It's not a nice type of way to live if you're buying these things so other people can feel jealous and envious because you wear a status symbol, you carry a certain bag. What kind of society do we want? Is that what we want more of? Because when I read about Barbie made of this chemical styrostine, whatever that stuff was, it makes me think of all the plasticness, all the fakery. And I would love for us to get back to a better way of being, just period. I mean, it doesn't have to be drastic, but this fashion industry needs to be thrown away. And speaking of thrown away and trash, if you even try to look at one of these fashion shows, like a Balenciaga fashion show, have you all seen the way the models walk? I don't even want to show you. It's so creepy, but they hunch over and they're walking down the runway like this. like real, like weird movements. And, they have the mask over their face and they're walking fast. They even have like some comedy challenge on TikTok where people are doing memes of like walking like the Balenciaga models. And one person popped out of a trash dumpster and they're carrying a trash bag, because that's what they literally carry bags that look like trash bags. You've seen Ye had the whole thing with the Gap and the display of the clothes. They were in trash bag looking things. So people in the fashion show, they're walking and shuffling and they're carrying trash bags. This is supposed to be couture, haute couture. This is high fashion, runway stuff. This is the kind, hunched over. Rosie Pie, oh my gosh. Thanks for coming by, Rosie Pie. Hunched over, right? Looking like ghouls, Paul Romano calling them. This is the year of the ghoul. Paul Romano was so right. So they're just walking, carrying trash bags. And then you see Kim Kardashian, she's wrapped up in tape. This is part of the Balenciaga look. This is like caution crime scene tape. And she's got it all wrapped like, well, this is my scar, but she's all wrapped like a mummy in caution tape. And it's like, girl, are you that desperate to be in with these sickos? They're telling you they have caution tape wrapped on everybody. Lizzo, they even wrapped her up in some caution tape fashion from, what in the world? Come on, everybody. Something has to give. This has to be rejected. I mean, wholesale rejected. It has to be mocked and ridiculed because they've gone too far. They've gone absolutely too far. And you know what? Maybe I will try to send. Is Big Pontiac in the house? Big Pontiac, welcome. Big Pontiac with our greeting. Greetings, powerful people. Yay. Greetings. Greetings. I won't do that to you all. I don't want to send you off with a bad image, but I'll just describe it. We don't have to look at it. Okay, so the caring group, the husband to Salma Hayek. So now Salma Hayek is back in the cycle, because they're doing some movie, Puss in Boots. They just don't have anything new. Have you noticed that? They have to recycle a bunch of old, tired things. There's no creativity and no beauty when they jump the shark this badly. When you're hunting children and you're obvious with it, it's going to cause people to turn off. You've gone too far. We're not going to give amnesty to people who are attracted to children. We're not going to give them amnesty. We're not going to make it normal. You want us to keep making everything normal. That's why you never give the devil an inch. You don't do it. You can't negotiate with the devil. And we are learning this. When you negotiate with the devil, this is what the devil never stops. He and his children, they keep taking more ground and more ground. And they will shut you up, muzzle you. They will put a mask on you because they are the most cruel, inhuman, narcissistic abusers. They will abuse you and tell you to shut up about it. You can't even talk about it. This is where we are now. And we need more people to say no. You got to leave the children alone. Period. End of discussion. Nothing will make us change our mind. Nothing. You cannot go and read stories to the children and have all kinds of perversions. We don't want it in any group. We don't care if you're straight, gay, twisted, untwisted, whatever. We don't want children sexualized by anyone. And if that's called hateful, then that's what it has to be. That's what it has to be. They could call it whatever. The heathen rages right now because they want full access to our children. And they are our children. So I just had those notes. I wanted to just show that this from the Barbie, reevaluating the Barbie thing. Why do we give children, little girls who are 4 years old, Barbie dolls to play with that have a woman's body and women's lifestyle? I mean, she's a professional. She's working a job and a career. She's traveled. She drives. I mean, it's nothing wrong with pretending and playing. But at some point, as we have progressed, I'm thinking that Barbie dolls should probably be more of a toy that, I don't know what age, like preteen or teen. I don't know if you even want to play with dolls at that age, even though I did. I played with dolls pretty late. But what do you all think? I didn't hear anybody's opinion on what age is appropriate for a little girl to start playing with Barbie dolls. Do you have an opinion? I don't know. I just think maybe preteens. What do you think? So then now you have Barbie, and we find out that Barbie was based on a doll out of Germany. So this is a German doll called Build Lily. And the woman who created the Barbie doll around 1959, her name was Handler. So Handler did this based on, I don't know. She had to know that she was being provocative by creating a doll that has a woman's body for children. She had to know. I'm just saying. They pretend to not know. And that's part of the deception. Oh my gosh, Juan is here. Juan is hanging out for a night class. Thank you, Juan, for the super chat. Let's see, Jen, these people are not aware how sick they are. I agree. Because you know what? I believe that as our country went into more decadence, you know, what happens is the moral compass is off. Because we began to accept everybody's gods. It's like, come on, bring your gods and your altars and come on in, everybody. It's a free-for-all. It's cafeteria gods. You could pick your own god and do whatever you want. They didn't want the 10 Commandments up in our courthouses. And now that we have, now see, like I say, everyone, I make it very clear. I can't speak for your country that you come from. If you have other gods, that's between you and your country that you come from. But when I'm talking about God, the one God. I didn't say it. He said it. He's the one God. I'm not making it up. You have to take that up with him. So the Bible, which is the legal document, shout out to Kev Gills, who's making it very plain that the Bible is a legal document, people. Why do we want to argue about that? It's a legal document. And the laws that apply to the people that it was meant to basically be kept. And America is based on these laws. Nobody can deny that. Not honestly. If you're an honest scholar, do I need to pull up the Federalist Papers? What? Do I need to pull up the Federalist Papers? There we are. The American State Papers. Do I need to pull the paperwork? Do I need to prove it? Does anybody want to debate that America is based on the Bible? We got paperwork. We don't just talk airy fairy in the airy. We have down to earth tangible proof. First of all, this is not a democracy. Anybody saying that needs to stop. But it is a democracy. No, I give it to you. We got subverted into a democracy, but we started out as a republic, and we lost our republic because we traded our birthright in, and we started to go after other gods, and we broke our commandments, we broke our covenant, and we traded our birthright in. This is all about law. It's amazing. So in these papers, these legal papers, now everybody can do what they want in terms of whatever your country does. You could get down with any gods you want. But I'm telling you, as an organic American from this soil, I'm telling you that I can prove to you that my nation was based on the Bible, on the laws, the supreme laws of God, not your gods from other nations, the God of the Bible, the one that gave us the law. Period. There's no debate, because you can't change that. I can show you that that's the case. What it has become is a democracy. And guess what a democracy looks like? It looks like what we're looking at right now. When you get away from the foundations, you got a clown show. You have idiocracy, and it will continue to plunge into absurdity. Because when you don't follow law, you follow man. And the men that we're following right now, his name is Joe Biden. And Corn Pop was a bad dude. That's what you get when you get away from the law. You get Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's what you get. Anybody disagree? Let me know. Desi De La Fay, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. The good loving God. Be careful, because Satan worshipers call the devil God also. They could call him whatever they want. when you call upon the God of Israel, okay? And Israel is a people, by the way, Israel is a people group. When you call on the God that presented to the children of Israel, daughter of Zion, there is no mistaking who he is. And it's time, children of Israel, to repatriate. Repatriate. It's not for everybody. If you are feeling the call on your heart to repatriate, it's time to do it now. If you ever needed a sign, here it is. Okay? Because I will be talking about law. That's why I have the whole setup here. We're about to get into law and into the books. Because you can't argue against law. And law is going to be the only way out of this mess that we have gotten ourselves into. That we lost our republic. We've been subverted by the most devious, the most darkened in the mind, the most degenerate whores of Babylon, hunting children, destroying innocence and everything good. Look at where we are. You can't, it just, you can't fight against reality, but so long. Because this is where you wind up. And for those of us that see the error of our ways, we are in full repentance. We are in full repentance right now. We are turning away from all of it. And we are declaring that we cannot continue in this way. We're going to call it out. And when we get to learning this law, when we begin to learn how to plead, when we learn how to really declare and put together a case and plead to our Father, the righteous judge, and we go before him in his court and we bring things to him and we really understand this law and this land that we were given, then you know what? Nothing and no one will be able to stand up against us. No one, no nation will be able to stand. They will all fall as we continue to repatriate back to the law. And we learn what kind of land we really have. And we will stop saying stupid things like we have a democracy. Is that what you want, a democracy? Do you know what a democracy is? It's what we're looking at now, clown world. Do you need more? How much more do you need before we cry out and we plead according to the law and we get ourselves in right standing? We stand in the law as rightful heirs, and we are given the powers that have been there, but as we turned away, we were weakened and weakened. That's right, the heavenly courts. You ready to go before the judge, the righteous judge, and bring pleadings to him? His children who are called by his name. Not everybody's called by his name. Some people really hate him. They really hate him, and they really rage against everything that he stands for. And that is their choice. But I'm telling you about me. If you want to come on this journey that I find to be very exciting, delving into more of this law and natural things, because I was just talking to Girl Code earlier, and she has really charged me up. And, you know, we're talking about like our wheelhouses and what we want to do. And it's like the more natural, like my whole thing is all about just growing, just becoming more natural, going back to things that just make sense, slow living. I don't want this fast fashion. I don't want to know that people are being enslaved in China just to make shoes. What about a local economy? What about like slowing down? Why do we need to have Gucci and all these fashion houses from over in other lands? What, does it sound better because it's Italian? Does it sound better because it's French? Why? Why can't it sound good that it's from the tailor or the seamstress that's in your local economy? Why do we need a label from some other country? These other people have been part of the Confederacy that came against us. 50 nations came against us, and they came and infiltrated. That's not all of you. I'm talking about what happened, how we became subverted to a democracy from a republic. A republic doesn't go and have all of their things made and manufactured in another country. That weakens you. You have things made locally. You learn how to make your own things. You source your things locally. Why do we need polyester? Why can't we wear hemp clothing? And if the government doesn't allow you to grow hemp, that means you don't have the right kind of government. No government should be telling you that you can't grow hemp. If you want to start processing hemp for fabrics, for plastics, why can't you do that? Because you're a democracy. You didn't know that you should want to be a republic. States should have the right to say they're going to grow what crops are going to benefit the people of that state. And we need to stop depending on foreign manufacturing. Period. I mean, this is going to take care of a lot of things, but we need to understand the law. We really do. I mean, when we talk about even the law of nature, let me just share this with you. I didn't know that lemons grow in this part of Georgia. Okay, lemons. These are lemons from Georgia. I want you to look at them. They are so amazing. And the flesh is so soft. If you've ever had citrus from Florida, it's amazing. So these are organic lemons, never, no bad pesticides, okay? So these lemons, they're beautiful too, by the way. So you could I don't know if you can see it real good, kind of see the fruit. It's fabulous. Very fragrant. It reminds me of the Meyer lemons, but I have some seeds here. So I'm going to do something with the seeds. And one of my dear friends, Jessie, you know who you are in Vermont, my beautiful sister, Jessie. her husband grafts things, and he grew, I believe it was an avocado or a beautiful tree that he grafted. So I was so inspired when I got these lemons, okay? I had a little bit of the stems. So I grafted them, and from what I remember, my father taught me a little bit of grafting. I know that I should put it, I know that it's not real grafting, but I'm trying to get the roots to grow. Now, I gotta get another lesson from my dad about grafting. I kind of did some cuts on it, and I understand you're supposed to put it into another type of a tree, but again, I want to see if I can get it to root, and possibly I will transfer it to some soil. If you have any tips, let me know, because I wanted to just say that this is part of becoming more lawful, is you start thinking about natural law. And a lot of us got used to eating fruits without seeds. Now, I didn't know I would get into this kind of thing. Okay, so we got used to things that are seedless. What's wrong with seeds? You can take the seeds and grow them. So I want to grow some lemon trees. So I'll keep you posted. And I know that these are heirloom seeds that haven't been tampered with, Monsanto and the likes. And why did we grow into the type of people who were okay with eating fruit without seeds? Why? It's because we came out of our natural mind and we became artificial. And that is part of getting away from an artificial system, which is their democracy and everything that goes along with it. And we become natural common law sovereign heirs, that we take even our food security into our own hands. We take responsibility, and God will bless us to walk into this type of life when we become lawful. As long as we think like the heathen and we follow after the heathen's gods and practices, we'll be seedless fruit. We will not produce. We will not multiply. So this is just one of the things that speaks to me, is that agriculture, of course, speaks to me very much. So this is what I see in terms of becoming lawful, is to be of good fruit and producing good fruit, and also producing a cornucopia, having a storehouse, having wisdom. So I just wanted to share that I was excited that in this region of Georgia, I believe it's 5, correct me somebody, that you can grow even citrus. I think anything grows in this region. So I love that. Okay. And seeds. Okay. The word sovereign you love, Tina. I do too. I love the word sovereign. So when you are thinking about all these things, being sovereign and being free, remember that along with that comes another component, and that is becoming lawful, loving the law. Not just wanting, it's like not just wanting what we can get, but wanting to please the King of Kings, the judge, wanting to be upright, wanting to understand why the law is good, not something that's going to prevent you from having a good time. Look at what a good time gets you in this system. What is a good time? Because everything has just devolved. It's become so perverse. So getting back to natural things that make sense, slowing it down, and just learning how to, like I said, go before the king, go before the judge in his supreme court, and learning how to ask, learning how to, even when we have situations that are so big, it's like a mountain. Well, we have the power to move those mountains if you believe. We do. We have that power. So, all of these things are beginning to, like, they're just connecting everyone. It's just making so much sense. These are all the same groups. But right now, the walls are closing in on them. They're being exposed, but they're doubling down, and the heathen is raging right now. But it's time for, that's their rapture, their tribulation. And they are being found out for what they're doing. So just buckle up. I mean, it's going to be a bumpy ride as more comes out and more is connecting. And some of these stories that were out 2-3 years ago, or maybe 2016, they're going to start coming back into the conversation. So you were just looking ahead a bit, a lot of you. So a lot of people are catching up to the story and the truth of what's happening to children. And they see now that when we were saying save the children, protect children, we were warning people that these people were after children, and they do some sick things. Like this heiress from the Gucci family, let me tell you, the things that she has endured and the things that she knows, it would blow our minds. You wouldn't even want to know everything that she knows. Being from a family like that and knowing what's happening to children. She said it in her testimony. Children are not being protected. It would be worth listening to her again. So, that's part of what I want to bring to the courts, the Supreme Court of God. More of this case, like really bring a case before the court of the crimes against the children. That's what I want to learn. I want to learn to draw up some legal pleadings. So I'll be talking more about this. We've been hanging out for a while. Whenever I do these live streams, we hang out for a while. But, it is, this Baalenciaga thing should not quiet down and go away. It should not. So all the distractions, we can always know that something's behind them. And I quickly knew that the Amy Robach thing, it was something else. And that's just my theory, is that they created this whole affair story to get people's mind off of the fact that she pretty much exposed a lot without knowing she did. So that's, I'm going to keep my ears out for more to come. And, we'll just look at how things are rolling out. I'll come back and hang out again with you. But I thank you for hanging out. We'll be making lemonade. Actually, I do. I made a little lemonade with honey, so I'll make a little more. But I'm telling you, I love these. The flesh is just so smooth. It does seem like Meyer lemons. Isn't it Meyer lemons? That's what it feels like. So take good care, and I'll see you soon, okay? If I didn't get a chance to say hey out there in the chat atmosphere, I will look at your comments and leave some comments below. Like if you have any ideas of better ways I can root the lemon, what do you want to call them? Little sprigs or whatever. T. Witten, you're here. Welcome. Meep, meep. Karen, meep, meep. I love it. Meep, meep. IG. What are you saying? Thank you, Jen, for your thank you. But we are about to feel and see some stuff that is unimaginable. We are here for all children, humans, us. Yes, that's right. We're going to stick tight, okay? I know it's going to be a little bit hard, but we've been hanging out for some years. We're going to keep doing it and encouraging each other. I just want to thank you so much, Girl Code, sis. Thank you for being such a good sister. Karen, oh my God, that is the beautiful Harlem Sentinel. Like, holds me up like just such a blessing. I can't even explain. And all of you in the chat atmosphere, like seriously, I love you all. And I love that we just hang together. Like I said, I would love to keep a space for us that we can always like just have a good time, exchange some ideas. I haven't been going live a lot lately. I've been dealing with, advocating and, a lot of this stuff, the jab and the stuff, we're starting to be affected by it. I've got neighbors on all sides. Like I've had a lot of neighbors, the whole died suddenly thing. And, dealing with people that have made decisions that are now, you're starting to see some connections, and it's been a challenge, to watch the health of, somebody just deteriorate, and I've been keeping it together. It's hard though, because sometimes a person has been a Grinch. I was telling Girl Code, when the Grinch in your life becomes sick and fragile, it's kind of like you start just thinking, wow, this was one of the Grinches in my life, but the Grinch, becomes nice at the end, fragile and sweet. It's something to that. I was just listening the other day as I was taking someone to their appointments. The Grinch came on the radio and I didn't turn it off. I was listening to all the Christmas music, but the Grinch, and they did a little reading of the Grinch and I was just laughing. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in the car with the Grinch. Only kidding. No. But anyway, it's hard. It's hard to watch people, even if they've been a Grinch to you, when they are at their vulnerable point, God gives us a lot of compassion and forgiveness when we are, confronted. You never know what it's going to be like, but one day I'll tell you more about that. But yeah, it's a lot of growth and lessons in it. So I've been a little bit busy off and on with that, but I want to, get back to regular live streaming and talking about these issues. And as it gets a little challenging, definitely want to, keep in touch. So I will figure out my My tech issues, still working through those, but no big deal. We'll do what we can. If I have to deal with StreamYard sometimes just to get to the main channel, that's the reason why. So you know why I'm still kind of hanging with StreamYard. We have like the good brother's going to teach me about the OBS so I can learn how to work with it, So my learning curve is there. Hey, Terrence Enos, welcome. That's right, the Grinch that stole Christmas. Oh my goodness, I was listening to all that Christmas music and I was just thinking, wow, they used to have me in such a like a spell. But yeah, I'm not going to be a Grinch towards you all. I want you to enjoy what you enjoy. I'm just thinking about everything in a different way now, but not in a sad way, but just different. Okay. So again, we'll talk more. I could keep talking and talking. These are such long live streams, but you know what? Sometimes you just need to have a long live stream. I have people that have told me like they may be like laid up in bed and for some reason, someone was having surgery, knee surgery, and she was like, I'm so glad you did a long live stream. So, yeah, this is for you ones that like long live streams, okay? I'll do some short things too. Keep it kind of mixed, okay? So, yeah, I'm really going to go now, okay? All right, take care. Love ya and see you soon.